Hughes. So great, we're live, we're up, we're running. And it's great to have you join us on a Sunday afternoon. Here in London's pretty grey and cloudy. We'll hopefully try and brighten things up for you wherever you are today. So we've got a nice big group for you for 3 o'clock today. We've got people from all over the place. So just going to say hello to this afternoon's company. We have Mark Cassidy, who's again joined us from darkest Devon. We've got Larissa out there who's joining us from London, and Simon also somewhere in London. We've got Tamara looking very grand, who's joined us from deepest, darkest Bavaria over in Germany. So lovely to have you back, Tamara. And always the lovely Linda from South London. And we have a transatlantic visitor, Aryn, who's joined us all the way from America. Welcome to the Eastern Seaboard. And we've got Eleanor. Eleanor, where are you at the moment? Are you Ireland? Are you London?
I'm in Ireland.
You are in Ireland. I thought we might have another country. And so that's good. We're just clocking up another one there. And we got Dewi, and that's cheating because he's just in the other room of my flat. So, so we're in London. So this is our lovely company for this afternoon. And we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scenes for you today. So I'm going to send these guys off to the virtual tiring house so they can just take a deep breath and have a glass of water or whatever it is they need. And I will call you guys to the stage. See you shortly. Okay, so if you haven't joined us before, hello, my name's Lizzie. I'm Artistic Director for Shake-Scene Shakespeare. We are currently the only UK company who are dedicated to performing and teaching Shakespeare acting from cues only. So we're working with the technique that was used in Shakespeare's own time by his own actors, as far as we understand it to have been at the moment. And so the scenes that you are going to see this afternoon have been prepared. Everybody's had their part. Some people have had longer with a part than others because we've had some recasts and glitches in the system. But everybody's only seen their own part, their own lines. Nobody has rehearsed together and nobody has seen the entire scene. So it's there, so whatever happens is what happens. And we're looking to discover something of the texture of what may a performance have been like in Shakespeare's own time. And or we give ourselves a bit of fun and we hope you some entertaining times as well. So we have got, so just before we start, as ever, our donations link will be up next to our feed here on YouTube. The money comes directly to us. It goes into a pot, which is collected up and shared out periodically between members of the company who are suffering significant financial hardship, because it's still tricky times and it's getting trickier. So the money, that's where your money will go. And it is not required, it is not expected, but it is very, very much appreciated. If you are able to put anything into the pot, then thank you very much. If not, then it doesn't matter. We hope you have a fantastic afternoon with us anyway. And a percentage of that money also goes to the Stephen Lawrence Foundation, which is a charity that we are very much dedicated to and a cause that we support. So no more ado, done that bit. I'll do dates. I've got to do housekeeping and dates about November and stuff. I'll do that afterwards. Okay, so 5 scenes. 5 scenes, and we are starting with our big group scene. Now, this is a little challenge I set myself as we go through to see if I can find a scene that gets in everybody in the company. I didn't quite manage it. I couldn't quite accommodate everybody. We're missing one person out the crew, this one. But we're going to go to Richard III, because Richard III has really big court scenes, if nothing else, as well as some really great lines in it. And we're going to join the court in the middle of, shall we say, a slightly acrimonious discussion, because everybody's blaming everybody else for things that have gone wrong or things that aren't going quite so well, and everybody's accusing everybody else of being a traitor, and stuff is happening. And then lurking in the background, in comes old Queen Margaret. And of course, that's only going to make things better. So, company, can you unmute yourselves and just give me a quick, yes, I'm ready.
Yes,
Yes, ready.
Thank goodness for that. Okay, as ever, once I am gone from the screen, then the virtual stage is yours. Take us to the court of King Edward and friends. Okay, let's have some fun. See you on the other side.
You may deny that you were not the mean of my Lord Hastings' late imprisonment.
She may, my lord, for
She may, Lord Rivers, why who knows not so? She may do more, sir, than denying that. She may help you to many fair preferments, and then deny her aiding hand therein, and lay those honours on your high desert. What may she not? She may. Ay, marry, may she?
what marry may she?
What marry may she? Marry with a king, a bachelor, and a handsome stripling too. You wish your grandam had a worser match.
My Lord of Gloucester, I have too long borne your blunt upbraidings and your bitter scoffs. By heaven, I will acquaint his majesty of those gross taunts that oft I have endured. I had rather be a country servant maid than a great queen with this condition to be so baited, scorned, and stormed at. Small joy have I in being England's queen.
And lessened be that small. God, I beseech him, thy honour, state, and seat is due to me.
What? Threat you me with telling of the king? I will avouched in the presence of the king. I dare adventure to be sent to the Tower. 'Tis time to speak. My pains are quite forgot.
Out, divil! I do remember them too well. Thou killedst my husband Henry in the Tower, and Edward my poor son at Tewkesbury.
Ere you were queen, I, or your husband king, I was a pack horse in his great affairs, a weeder out of his proud adversaries, a liberal rewarder of his friends. To royalize his blood, I spent mine own.
Aye, and much better blood than his or thine.
In all which time you and your husband Grey were factious for the house of Lancaster, and Rivers, so are you. Was not your husband in Margaret's battail at St. Albans slain? Let me put in your minds, if you forget, what you have been ere this, and what you are, withal what I have been, and what I am.
A murderous villain, and so still thou art.
Poor Clarence did forsake his father Warwick, aye, and forswore himself, which, Jesu you pardon,
Which God revenge.
to fight on England, on Edward's party for the crown, and for his meed, poor lord, he is mewed up. I would to God my heart were flint like Edward's, or Edward's soft and pitiable like mine. I am too childish foolish for this world.
Hie thee to hell for shame, and leave this world, thou cacodemon. There thy kingdom is.
My Lord of Gloucester, in those busy days, which here you urge to prove us enemies, we followed then our Lord, our sovereign King. So should we you, if you should be our king.
If I should be, I had rather be a pedlar. Far be it from my heart the thought thereof.
A little joy enjoy thereof, for I am she, and altogether joyless. I can no longer hold me patient. Hear me, you wrangling pirates that fall out in sharing that which you have pilled from me. Which of you trembles not that looks on me? If not, that I am queen, you bow like subjects, yet that by you disposed, you quake like rebels. Ah, gentle villain, do not turn away.
Foul wrinkled witch, what makest thou in my sight?
but repetition of what thou hast marred. That will I make before I let thee go.
Wert thou not banished on pain of death?
I was, but I do find more pain in banishment than death can yield me here by my abode. A husband and a son thou owest to me, and thou a kingdom. All of you allegiance. This sorrow that I have by right is yours, and all the pleasures you usurp are mine.
The curse my noble father laid on thee when thou didst crown his warlike brows with paper, and with dry scorns drewst rivers from his eyes, and then to dry them gavest the Duke a clout, steeped in the faultless blood of pretty Rutland. His curses then, from bitterness of soul, denounced against thee, are all fallen upon thee, and God, not we, hath plagued thy bloody deed.
So just is God.
Is God to right the innocent?
Oh, 'twas the foulest deed to slay that babe, and the most merciless that e'er was heard of. Tyrants themselves wept when it was reported.
No man but prophesied revenge for it.
Northumberland, then present, wept to see it.
What? Were you snarling all before I came, ready to catch each other by the throat and turn you all your hatred on me now? Did York's dread curse prevail so much with heaven that Henry's death, my lovely Edward's death, their kingdom's loss, my woeful banishment, should all but answer for that peevish brat? Can curses pierce the clouds and enter heaven? Why then, give way, dull clouds, to my quick curses. Oh, not by war, by surfeit die your king, as ours by murder to make him a king. Edward, thy son, that now is Prince of Wales, for Edward our son, that was Prince of Wales, die in his youth by like untimely violence. Thyself a queen, for me that was a queen, outlive thy glory like my wretched self. Long mayst thou live to wail thy children's death, and see another as I see thee now, decked in thy rights as thou art stalled in mine. Long die thy happy days before thy death, and after many lengthened hours of grief, die neither mother, wife, nor England's queen. Rivers and Dorset, you were standers by, and so wast thou, Lord Hastings, when my son was stabbed with bloody daggers. God, I pray him, that none of you may live his natural age, but by some unlooked accident cut off.
Have done thy charm, thou hateful withered hag.
And leave out thee? Stay, dog, for thou shalt hear me. If heaven have any grievous plague in store, exceeding those that I can wish upon thee, oh, let them keep it till thy sins be ripe, and then hurl down their indignation on thee, the troubler of the poor world's peace. The worm of conscience still begnaw thy soul. Thy friends suspect for traitors while thou livest, and take deep traitors for thy deepest friends. No sleep close up that deadly eye of thine, unless it be while some tormenting dream affrights thee with a hell of ugly devils. Thou elvish marked, abortive rooting hog, thou that wast sealed in thy nativity, the slave of nature and the son of hell, Thou slander of thy heavy mother's womb, thou loathed issue of thy father's loins, thou ragged of honour, thou detested...
Margaret!
Richard,
Ha!
I call thee not.
I cry thee mercy then, for I did think that thou hadst called me all these bitter names.
Why, so I did, but looked for no reply. Oh, let me make the period to my curse.
'Tis done by me and ends in Margaret.
Thus have you breathed your curse against yourself.
Poor painted queen, vain flourish of my fortune, why strewest thou sugar on that bottled spider, whose deadly web ensnareth thee about? Fool, fool, thou whetst a knife to kill thyself. The day will come that thou shalt wish for me to help thee curse this poisonous bunch-backed toad.
False boding woman, end thy frantic curse, lest to thy harm thou move our patience.
Oh, foul shame upon you. You have all moved mine.
Were you well served, you would be taught your duty.
To serve me well, you all should do me duty. Teach me to be your queen, and you my subjects. Oh, serve me well, and teach yourselves that duty.
Dispute not with her, she is lunatic.
Peace, Master Marquis. You are malapert. Your fine new stamp of honour is scarce current. Oh, that your young nobility could judge what 'twere to lose it, and be miserable. They that stand high have many blasts to shake them, and if they fall, they dash themselves to pieces.
Good counsel, marry, learn it, Marquess.
It touches you, my lord, as much as me.
Aye, and much more. But I was born so high, our eyrie buildeth in the cedar's top, and dallies with the wind, and scorns the sun.
And turns the sun to shade. Alas, alas, witness my son now in the shade of death, whose bright outshining beams thou cloudy wrath hath in eternal darkness folded up. Your eyrie buildeth in our Aries' nest. O God that sees it, do not suffer it, as it is one with blood. Lost be it so.
Peace, peace, for shame, if not for charity.
It's neither charity nor shame to me. Uncharitably with me have you dealt, and shamefully my hopes by you are butchered. My charity is outrage, my life my shame, and in that shame still lives my sorrow's rage.
Have done, have done.
Oh, princely Buckingham, I'll kiss thy hand in sign of league and amity with thee. Now fair before thee and thy noble house. Thy garments are not spotted with our blood, nor thou within the encompass of my curse.
Oh, nor no one here, for curses never pass the lips of those that breathe them in the air.
I will not think, but they ascend the sky, and there await God's gentle sleeping peace. Oh, Buckingham, take
Nothing.
heed of yonder dog. Look, when he fawns, he bites, and when he bites, his venom tooth will rankle to the death. Have not to do with him, beware of him. Sin, death, and hell have all set their marks on him, and all their ministers attend on him.
What doth she say, my lord of Buckingham?
Nothing that I respect, my gracious lord.
What? Dost thou scorn me for my gentle counsel? And sooth the devil that I warned thee from? Oh, but remember this another day, when he shall split thy very heart with sorrow, and say, poor Margaret was a prophetess. Live, each of you, the subjects to his hate, and he to yours. and all of you to gods.
My hair doth stand an end to hear her curses.
And so doth mine. I muse why she's at liberty.
I cannot blame her. By God's holy mother, she hath had too much wrong, and I repent my part thereof that I have done to her.
I never did any to my knowledge.
Yet you have all the vantage of her wrong. I was too hot to do somebody good, that is too cold in thinking of it now. Marry, as for Clarence, he is well repaid. He is franked up to fatting for his pains. God pardon them that are the cause thereof.
A virtuous and a Christian-like conclusion, to pray for them that hath done scathe to us.
So do I ever, being well advised. For had I cursed now, I had cursed myself.
And off they go. Thank you, guys. Wow, that was a serious. I feel like we've had a whole play. That I've forgotten quite how major that scene is. That was great fun. Thank you so much. So we have a little fun in doing these extra scenes because, well, one, because it's nice to get everybody on working together, but also because sometimes people say to us, because we work from cues only, we get the occasional comment that, yeah, but all you've got to do is just wait for the other person to finish. But when you've got a scene like that, when you've got 6, 7, 8 people on stage, you cannot do that. So sometimes it's a little harder. And that's why we like, again, it's fun for us. I hope it was fun for you to see a nice big chunk of Richard III. So we're going to roll gently because we need to do, there's a couple of people need to do a little reset before we do our next scene because we're going into Hamlet. So we're going to another unhappy court and another sort of troubled castle, but we're going to deepest, darkest Denmark, which I must say, given that it's got grayer and colder over here, seems very appropriate. Right, so what's been going on in Denmark up to this point in the play? Well, young Hamlet came home from university to attend his father's funeral, and his mother very quickly thereafter married his uncle. His uncle became king. So that's what's kind of good, apparently, in Denmark, but Hamlet has not been happy. He was troubled in his mind about the death of his father and his mother's behavior, and then his girlfriend seemingly sort of ditched him without much explanation. Things just very much weighed on his mind, and then he was told that his father's ghost was walking. So he met the ghost, and the ghost told him that his father had been murdered by his uncle. This, rather than making things better for him, made things worse for a while. And this scene that we're going into, he has just used the visiting players to play a little play in front of the king and the court, playing out the story, well, a story very similar to that told by the ghost regarding the murder of Hamlet's father. And so Hamlet at this point is absolutely on top of the world. He is ready to do absolutely anything. He feels vindicated. He has seen what he believes to be Claudius, his uncle's guilt, and he is absolutely ready anytime you like to carry out his promise and his duty to his father's ghost and cut off said uncle in his prime. He's going for a quiet chat with his mother first, not knowing that Polonius wants to bear a little hand in that private conversation. So can I just see if do we have a Polonius and a Hamlet? And do we have a Queen Gertrude? Are we ready to go, guys? Oh, there we go. Linda is definitely in Queen mode today. This is good. And looks like Aryn's ready too. Okay, fabulous. So let us see what happens when Hamlet goes for a quiet evening chat with his mother. Have fun, guys. I'll see you on the other side.
He will come straight. Look, you lay home to him. I'll silence me in here. Pray you be round with him.
Mother? Mother?
I'll warrant.
Mother?
I'll warrant you, fear me not. Withdraw. I hear him coming.
No, Mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet, Thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Go, go, you question with an idle tongue.
Why, how now, Hamlet?
What's the matter now?
Have you forgot me?
No, by the rood, not so. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife. But would you were not so. You are my mother.
Nay, then I'll set those to you that can speak.
Come, come, and sit you down. You shall not budge.
Wait, what wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me? Help! Help! Ho!
What? Oh, help! Help!
Oh, now, a rat, dead for a ducat, dead.
Oh, I am slain.
Oh, me? What hast thou done?
Nay, I know not. Is it the king?
Oh, what a rash! What a bloody deed is this!
A bloody deed, almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother.
As kill a king?
Aye, lady, 'twas my word. Thou wretched, rash, intruding fool, farewell. I took thee for thy betters. Take thy fortune. Peace, sit you down and let me wring your heart.
What have I done, that thou darest wag thy tongue in noise so rude against me?
Such an act that blurs the grace and blush of modesty, calls virtue hypocrite, takes off the rose from the fair forehead of an innocent love, and makes a blister there.
Ay me, what act that rules so loud and thunders in the index?
Look here, upon this picture and on this, the counterfeit presentment of two brothers. See what a grace was seated on his brow. Hyperion's curls, the front of Jove himself. An eye like Mars to threaten or command, a station like the herald Mercury new lighted on a heaven-kissing hill. A combination and a form indeed, which every god did seem to set his seal to give the world assurance of a man. This was your husband. Look you now what follows. Here is your husband, like a mildewed ear blasting his wholesome breath. Have you eyes? Could you on this fair mountain leave to feed and batten on this moor? Have you eyes? You cannot call it love, for at your age the heyday in the blood is tame, it's humble, and waits upon the judgment. And what judgment would step from this to this? What devil wast that thus hath cozened you at Hoodman blind? Oh, shame, where is thy blush?
Oh, Hamlet, speak no more. Thou turnst mine eyes into my very soul, and there I see such black and grained spots as will not leave their tint.
Nay, but to live in the rank sweat of an enseamed bed, stewed in corruption, honeying and making love over the nasty sty.
Oh, speak to me no more. These words like daggers enter into mine ears. No more, sweet Hamlet.
A murderer and a villain, a slave that is not 20th part the tithe of your precedent lord.
No more.
And there is no more for that scene for now. Oh, well, cleft my heart in twain. I never quite see that scene coming, if you know what I mean. Always catches you out. But wonderful moment. Thank you very much, guys. And very much appreciating the artistry of transatlantic murder. And I hope that you enjoyed our little illusion as well. And thanks as ever to our physical action director, Alexandra Kataigida, for helping us with a little jiggery pokery through the arras there. Okay, so let's go to a comedy and try and see if we can find a lighter scene. Much Ado About Nothing. Oh, that'll work. That's a good choice. So we're going to a jolly part of northern Italy where, I think, just where it's set, I don't know. And we're going to the household of, well, we have two cousins. We have Beatrice and we have Hero. and they are both in love with two separate soldiers. Beatrice and Benedict, they've been at daggers drawing for a long time. They've got a history. It's been really complicated. While Hero and her love Claudius, that Claudio, that seemed to be going really, really well. And we're going to join this play just after the wedding scene of Claudio and Hero, which did not go according to plan, because Claudio has been wrongly convinced that his Hero is untrue and really not what she appears to be. And he has publicly disgraced her in front of her whole family and the entire household and branded her, well, I'm not going to say the word on a polite Sunday afternoon, but so we have a moment here. The family has pulled together. The shock, the horror of the moment is being processed, and Beatrice has found a quiet moment to recover herself until Benedict comes along. So Beatrice and Benedict, are you ready, guys?
Ready?
Yep.
Excellent. Okay, so let's have a go at comforting Beatrice, or whatever happens in the scene is what happens. Okay, guys, have fun. I'll see you in a bit.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yes, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason. I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
Oh, how much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
Well, may a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is not that strange?
As strange as the thing I know not. It were as possible for me to say, I loved nothing so well as you. But believe me not, and yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor I deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Do not swear by it and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says I love not you.
Will you not eat your word?
With no source that can be devised to it, I protest I love thee.
Why then, Lord forgive me.
What offence, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest, I love you.
And do it with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny. Farewell.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone, though I am here. There is no love in you. Nay, I pray you, let me go.
Beatrice.
In face, I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy.
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is a not approved in the height a villain that hath slandered, scorned, dishonoured a kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man! What? bear her in hand until they come to take hands, and then with public accusation uncovered, slandered, unmitigated rancour. Oh God, that I were a man, I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Beatrice.
Talk with a man out a window? A proper saying.
Nay, but Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she is wronged, she is slandered, she is undone.
Beatrice.
Princes and counties, surely a princely testimony, a goodly count, confect, a sweet gallant, surely. Oh, that I were a man for his sake, or that I had a friend would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into curtsies, valour into compliment, and men are only turned into tongue, and trim ones too. He is now a valiant as Hercules that only tells a lie and swears it. Oh, I cannot be a man with wishing, therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Tarry, good Beatrice, by this hand, I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Think you, in your soul, the Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yeah, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will kiss your hand. And so leave you. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account, as you hear of me, so think of me. Go comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead, and so farewell.
Oh no, it was all going so well for a while there. Well, maybe some point next year we will find time to see what actually happens between Beatrice and Benedict. But that is always an absolutely sort of real cross and jostle of a scene. It's always tricky to pick up on short cues, and those two are doing a really good job. So thank you very much, Tamara and Larissa. That was a very good Beatrice and Benedict. Again, you're going so well then. So we've got two more scenes. Let's see if we can find a little jollification in this one. No, because we're going to Julius Caesar. And we are going to spend a little time with Cassius and Brutus. So at this stage, things have progressed quite a long way through their story. They spent, spoiler coming, by the way, if you don't know the story. So in the first part of the play, we had the growth of the conspiracy to murder the Emperor Caesar, to prevent him becoming king, led by Cassius, and then with Brutus joining it. And it all goes very well until they allow Mark Antony into the public pulpit to give a speech. And the crowd is turned by Antony, and all those who had turned on, all the conspirators, are basically chased out of the city of Rome, or put to death, or something similar. And at this stage, we have very few that we know of surviving. Brutus and Cassius are both leading armies who are about to take on the combined army of basically what's left of the state of Rome. So Mark Antony and Octavian, Caesar's son, are leading powers against them. So it is to be hoped that all is well between Brutus and Cassius as the two generals meet the night before the battle. So Brutus, Cassius, and your two attendant generals, are you ready to, as it were, do battle?
Yes.
Aye.
Yes?
Aye.
Okay, good, excellent. So let's see how it goes between Brutus and Cassius. Okay, guys, as soon as I'm gone, the stage is yours. Take us to the battlefield.
Judge me, you gods. Wrong I my enemies? And if not so, how should I wrong a brother?
Brutus, this sober form of yours hides wrongs, and when you do them.
Cassius, be content. Speak your grief softly. I do know you well. Before the eyes of both our armies here, which should perceive nothing but love from us, let us not wrangle. Bid them move away. Then in my tent, Cassius, enlarge your griefs, and I will give you audience.
Pindarus, bid our commanders lead their charges off a little from this ground.
Lucius, do you the like, and let no man come to our tent till we have done our conferences. Let Lucius and Titinius guard our door.
That you have wronged me doth appear in this. You have condemned and noted Lucius Pella for taking bribes here of the Sardinians, wherein my letters, praying on his side because I knew the man was slighted off.
You wronged yourself to write in such a case.
In such a time as this, it is not meet that every nice offence should bear his comment.
Let me tell you, Cassius, you yourself are much condemned to have an itching palm, to sell and march your officers for gold you to undeservers.
I, an itching palm. You know that you are Brutus that speaks this, or by the gods, this speech were else your last.
The name of Cassius honours this corruption, and chastisement doth therefore hide his head.
Chastisement?
You remember March, the Ides of March, remember, didst thou not, great Julius, bleed for justice' sake? What villain touched his body that did stab, and not for justice? What shall one of us that struck the foremost man of all this world, but for supporting robbers, shall we now contaminate our fingers with base bribes and sell the mighty space of our large honours for so much trash as may be grasped thus? I had rather be a dog and bay at the moon than such a Roman.
Brutus, bait not me, I'll not endure it. You forget yourself to hedge me in. I am a soldier, I, older in practice, abler than yourself to make conditions.
Go to, you are not, Cassius.
I am.
I say you are not.
Urge me no more. I shall forget myself. Have mind upon your health. I may do that. I shall be sorry for. Tempt me no farther.
Away, slight man.
Is't possible?
Hear me, for I will speak. Must I give way and room for your rash choler? Shall I be frighted when a madman stares?
Oh, ye gods, must I endure all this?
All this? Aye, more, fret till your proud heart break. Go show your slaves how choleric you are, and make your bondmen tremble. Must I bow and must I observe? Must I stand and crouch under your testy humour? By the gods! You shall digest the venom of your spleen, though it do split you, for from this day forth I'll use you for my mirth, yeah, for my laughter, when you are waspish.
Is it come to this?
But you say you are better soldier? Let it appear so. Make your vaunting true, and it shall please me well. For mine own part, I shall be glad to learn of noble men.
You wrong me every way. You wrong me, Brutus. I said an elder soldier, not a better. Did I say better?
If you did, I care not.
When Caesar lived, he durst not thus have moved me.
Peace, peace. You durst not have tempted him.
I durst not.
No.
What? Durst not tempt him?
For your life, you durst not.
Do not presume too much upon my love. I may do that I shall be sorry for.
You have done that you should be sorry for. There is no terror, Cassius, in your threats, for I am armed so strong in honesty that they pass me as an idle wind, which I respect not. I did send to you for certain sums of gold, which you denied me, for I can raise no money by vile means. By heaven, I had rather coin my heart and drop my blood for drachmas than to wring from the hard hands of peasants their vile trash by any indirection. I did send to you for gold to pay my legions, which you denied me. Was that done like Cassius? Should I have answered Caius Cassius so when Marcus Brutus grows so covetous to lock such rascal counters from his friends? Be ready, gods, with all your thunderbolts. Dash him to pieces.
I denied you not.
You did.
I did not. He was but a fool that brought my answer back. Brutus hath rived my heart. A friend should bear his friend's infirmities, but Brutus makes mine greater than they are.
I do not till you practice them on me.
You love me not.
I do not like your faults.
A friendly eye could never see such faults.
A flatterer would not, though they do appear as huge as high Olympus.
Oh, come, Antony, and young Octavius, come, revenge yourselves alone on Cassius, for Cassius is a weary of the world, hated by one he loves, braved by his brother, checked like a bondman, all his faults observed, set in a notebook, learned and conned by rote to cast into my teeth. Oh, I could weep my spirit from mine eyes. There is my dagger, and here my naked breast. Within a heart, dearer than Pluto's mine, richer than gold. If that thou beest a Roman, take it forth. I that denied thee gold will give my heart, strike as thou didst at Caesar, for I know, when thou didst hate him worst, thou lovest him better than ever thou lovest Cassius.
Sheath your dagger. Be angry when you will, it shall have scope. Do what you will, dishonor shall be humor. O Cassius, you are yoked with a lamb that carries anger as the flint bears fire, who much in force shows a hasty spark and straight is cold again.
Hath Cassius lived to be but mirth and laughter to his Brutus, when grief and blood ill-tempered vexeth him?
When I spoke that, I was ill-tempered too.
Do you confess so much? Give me your hand.
And my heart too.
Oh, Brutus.
What's the matter?
Had not you love enough to bear with me when that rash humour which my mother gave me makes me forgetful?
Yes, Cassius, and from henceforth, when you are over earnest with your Brutus, he'll think your mother chides and leave you so.
Well resolved, guys. Thank you, Brutus. Thank you, Cassius. That was a real ding-donger of an argument. Thank you very much indeed. God, I forgot. It's one of those things. This is one of the reasons I love doing the scenes when we just have these little weeks off in between plays. You just get these little moments out of a play and you get to see it in a different way because you're not seeing it in the context of the whole story. You just focus on this one moment between two people. And I don't know, I find it fascinating. It's also fun to just pull out moments that, you know, again, you don't see them so much. And to give them to people who haven't had a chance to play them. I see, that's fun for me. I think it's fun for these guys. Hope it's also fun for you. So We are heading towards a slightly happier ending. We have one more scene for you in this sitting. We will be back at 5 o'clock this afternoon for the first time in a while with a completely different company to do a completely different bunch of scenes. But the last one for the 3 o'clock sitting is coming up, and we are going to Taming of the Shrew. It's okay. It's the, we're going to go to what I call the schoolmaster scene. So this is a little bit of the, do we call it subplot? It's quite major plot. Who's going to marry Bianca, the second daughter of Baptista Minola, rich man of Padua. He has the elder daughter, Catherine, Kate, the shrew of the title, and she is about to be married to bold Petruchio, who came to wife it wealthily in Padua. And so that seems to be going quite well. But we have a situation with Bianca because nobody's allowed to court her, but two of her suitors have had the same idea, and they have introduced themselves into the Minola household as schoolmasters. And thus we have two disguised gentlemen, neither of them knowing the other gentleman is also a disguised lover. And we have a Bianca in the middle. Let's see how this little triangle plays out. So can I just check that we have a Hortensio, a Bianca, and a Lucentio ready to go?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Right, so let us go to the peaceful and musical and harmonious schoolroom of Bianca Minola. And as ever, enjoy, guys. I'll see you on the other side.
Fiddler, forbear. You grow too forward, sir. Have you so soon forgot the entertainment her sister Catherine welcomed you withal?
But, wrangling pedant, this is the patroness of heavenly harmony. Then give me leave to have prerogative, and when in music we have spent an hour, your lecture shall have leisure for as much.
Preposterous ass, that never read so far to know the cause why music was ordained. Was it not to refresh the mind of man after his studies or his usual pain? Then give me leave to read philosophy, and while I pause, serve in your harmony.
Sirrah, I will not bear these braves of thine.
Why, gentlemen, you do me double wrong to strive for that which resteth in my choice. I am no breaching scholar in the schools. I'll not be tied to hours nor appointed times, but learn my lessons as I please myself. And to cut off all strife, here sit we down. Take you your instrument, play you the whiles. His lecture will be done ere you have tuned.
You'll leave his lecture when I am in tune?
That will be never. Tune your instrument.
Where left we last?
Here, madam. Hic ebat simois, hic est sigeria tellus, hic steterat priami regia celsa senis.
Constir them.
Hic ebat, as I told you before, simois, I am Lucentio. Hic est son unto Vincentio of Pisa. Sigeria tellus, disguised thus, to get your love. Hic steterat, and that Lucentio that comes a-wooing priami is my man Tranio. Regia, bearing my port, celsa senis, that we might beguile the old Pantalone.
Madam, 'tis now in tune.
Let's hear. Fie the treble jars.
Spit in the hole, man, and tune again.
Now let me see if I can constir it. Hic ebat simois, I know you not. Hic est sigeria tellus, I trust you not. Hic sterat priami, take heed he hear us not. Regia, presume not. Celsa senis, despair not.
Madam, 'tis now in tune.
Madam, 'tis now in tune.
Oh, but the bass.
The bass is right. 'Tis the bass knave that jars.
How fiery and forward our pedant is. Now for my life, The knave doth court my love. Pedescule, I'll watch you better yet. In time I may believe, yet I mistrust.
Mistrusted not. For sure, Aeacus was Ajax, called so from his grandfather.
I must believe my master, else, I promise you, I should be arguing still upon that doubt. But let it rest. Now, Litio, to you. Good master, take it not unkindly, pray, that I have been thus pleasant with you both.
You may go walk and give me leave a while. My lessons make no music in 3 parts.
Are you so formal, sir? Well, I must wait and watch withal, for but I be deceived, our fine musician groweth amorous.
Madam, before you touch the instrument, to learn the order of my fingering, I must begin with rudiments of art, to teach you gammoth in a briefer sort, more pleasant, piffy, and effectual than hath been taught by any of my trade, and there it is in writing, fairly drawn.
Why, I am past my gammoth long ago.
Yet read the gammoth of Hortensio.
Gammoth I am, the grind of all accord. Era, to plead Hortensia's passion. Bema, Bianca, take him for thy lord. Sifa, that loves with all affection. Desolre, one clef, fay. 2 notes have I, Ila me, show pity or I die. Call you this gammoth? I like it not. Old fashions please me best. I am not so nice to charge true rules for old inventions.
Madam, your father prays you leave your books and help to dress your sister's chamber up. You know tomorrow is the wedding day.
Farewell, sweet masters, both. I must be gone.
Faith, mistress, then I have no cause to stay.
But I have cause to pry into this pedant. Methinks he looks as though he were in love. Yet if thy thoughts, Bianca, be so humble to cast thy wandering eyes on every stale, seize thee that list. If once I find thee ranging, Hortensio will quit with thee by changing.
And there's a threat to make a maiden's blood run cold. Right, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for a little bit of taming of the shrew there at the end. So that's the end of our 3 o'clock presentation. If I can have the company back on stage for a quick round of applause. Everybody take yourselves a little bow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Excellent job as ever. We will be back at 5 o'clock this afternoon with a completely different company to do a completely different bunch of scenes and a brand new book holder. So you won't have to put up with me chattering away because Tamara is going to have her first go at book holding at 5 o'clock tomorrow. So if you're able, do drop by and just wish her well. And if we're really lucky, she's going to have her cat involved as well. Apparently he likes sitting on laps while she's on Zoom. So that'll be fun. That's for 5 o'clock this afternoon. I just got to do a few more dates. So next Sunday, the 25th, we will not be appearing live. That's our weekend off. But we're going to bring back our presentation of Merchant of Venice. So that will be up on this channel and it'll run for a week. So that will be there anytime. If you saw it last time, you want to see it again, or you missed it, then do please drop by. As I remember, it was a lot of fun. And it's also interesting, somebody commented last time, if you look back, because this is, I think we did it in March, April, I can't remember now. It was during like the early part of lockdown. And it's just interesting to see how short everybody's hair is and various other things that have changed over time. So Merchant of Venice will be up next week and we will be gathering our strength for November. So on the 1st of November, we'll be back with scenes. On the 8th of November, we're bringing our November play, which is The Tragedy of Choice, as voted for by you, our lovely watchers and our followers on Twitter. And that's going to be Macbeth. So we're having our dark, mysterious play in November. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then we'll be back again Sunday 15th with more scenes, and the whole cycle starts again. So thank you very much to the company. That was a lot of fun. Thank you very much to those of you who are watching. Thank you to everybody who's donated. Very much appreciated. And we wish you all a very safe, happy, healthy week. So hand washing, face covering. We need to break the circuit. So let's take care of ourselves and each other, as they used to say. All right. So everybody have a good week. I will see you, my lovely company, next time, and we'll see all of you out there. If you can come back at 5 o'clock, we'll see you then. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye, company. Bye-bye, audience. And again, this is where I want to sing The Muppet Show. It's irresistible.